Hey guys, welcome to Code and Box Automation Lab. This is Shoreful. Today we're going to talk. It's a very important topics nowadays and very helpful topics. It's about WebDriverManager. WebDriverManager is an API. Okay, it's an Selenium API that helps to help you to resolve the issue related with the WebDriver executable file. Like we know, example, when you write our code, first we have to use the set property method to set the driver key as well as the directory or the path of our driver. Like if it's a Chrome driver, you use the Chrome driver. If it's a Firefox, we need to use Gecko driver. So I have to download .exe or or executable file that actually do the job, to follow our code and do the job and execute, our instruction in as per the requirement or given the instruction for the different browser. So we face it's a lot of issues happen. One of the common issues about this driver is compatible between the driver and the browser, because for the browser, every different version of the browser, we need different the compatible version of the driver. Sometimes your browser gets updated and your driver is not compatible, and you need to download the Chrome driver or the .exe, the driver.exe file, and then you have to adjust it. That's a little bit the problem and pain too, when you have a tons of testing and manage and adjust your driver between your driver and your browser. So to resolve that kind of issues, the WebDriverManager API comes to the picture. Let's see the first of what is WebDriver API. So let's type on here, just to type in your Google WebDriverManager and go to the link, which is the GitHub Bonnie Garasi, WebDriverManager. So it will redirect you to one of the GitHub page, and you can see WebDriverManager is an API that manage all of the binary driver, which is our Chrome driver, Gecko driver, IE driver, that we require to execute our instruction or execute our Selenium code. So what is the benefit? Usually, when you write initialize our driver, we have to download the Chrome driver as per our requirement, or Gecko driver, Opera driver, and we have to write our code like this. System.setProperty method, then use those the key, driver key, as well as the directory. And as I said earlier, there is a compatible issue always between the driver and the browser. So we have to adjust if the browser gets updated or driver gets updated, all those things to reduce or remove that kind of issue. The WebDriverManager comes to the picture that it's an API, so which comes through a jar file. We need to add that jar as a dependency. We can add that dependency that will behind the scene. That jar will load it to our project. So we can add, there is a dependency in our POM file, pom.xml file. We can add the dependency. Then we don't need to do anything. We don't need to write all those the code, the set properties method, and manually. We don't have to provide the path of the driver and the key of the driver, as well as we don't have to face the compatible issue between the driver and the browser. This dependency in our POM file, automatically behind the scene, it will check our browser and it will get the updated version of the driver as per its required. So we will not face anymore that the driver compatible issue when you use the driver WebDriverManager. And it's a simple code. All we have to do, instead of writing this whole thing, we are going to write a simple code. It's called WebDriverManager. Then we'll put a dot then we'll whatever the driver we need, like if it's a Chrome driver, we'll say Chrome driver. If it's a Firefox driver, we'll say Firefox drivers, and then use the setup method. This one line, this one simple line will take care of our compatible issue between the driver and browser, as well as we don't have to download the driver physically, we don't have to update it. All those things will resolve by just one single code, as well as but before that we have to make sure we add this dependency in our POM file. Let's do it. Okay, so first let's add this dependency in our POM file. So here I create a class. This is a Maven project. I create a class, give a name WebDriverManager test, and this is our traditional way to write the code. I use the system.setProperty method, and then put the key for the Chrome driver, as well as the directory or the path of the driver, which is physically right now sitting in my machine. And then then I put some then it's a regular so it was like this. Let me just so this is the so then it's regular the WebDriver driver, the new Chrome driver, so the relation between our WebDriver interface and Chrome driver class. And then I use some of the prerequisite, like some method to maximize the window, put some delete cookies, set the method, as well as some implicit wait. So I remove here. From here I just since this is the method for initialize driver, so I wanna make this driver as a global variable. So I just put it over here as a public, and then so that I can use this driver on other method, right? Then it's a simple test. I create another method called code-in-box test, and this is our get driver dot. This is the URL, and then it will after we launch that page, I will just get the title of that page and I will print it. And then after method is the tear down method, and we'll close or quit the browser. So this is our traditional way to do. So as I said, if we want to use WebDriverManager, we can reduce this code, but before we use this, we have to add that dependency for the WebDriverManager in our POM file. So this is my POM file for this project. So let's get the code once again, the dependency, and then come to the dependency, just put it here, paste it. Okay. Save it. Okay, looks like it's good. So now after that, let's put this guy as a comment. So what we're going to type, here WebDriverManager dot Chrome driver. You can see this Chrome driver dot then set up method. That's it. And then there will be you have to import the package like this. It automatically comes up since I tried earlier today, but when you do the first time, it will you have to import this package. It will automatically ask you to advise you to import that package, and just import the package. So, and after that, it's very simple. It's a very simple test. Just we'll go to this site and we'll get the title of that site and we'll print it. Okay, so let's save it. Let's see, run. Okay, so let's run this from our. Okay, let me just check to make sure this class is added to our test.ng XML file. Okay, WebDriverManager test. Okay, good. So let's run it. Run Maven. run as Maven test. Okay. Okay, its browser popped up. Okay, it's launched the page. Pretty good. And close it. Nice. And if you see the console, you can see it. Test run 1, failure 0, and you can see this is the title of the page. Cronenberg's Automation Lab, learn on and be an expert in automation. So this is the title of the page. So it looks like it's worked fine, absolutely fine. It is a great. It's magic. It works like magic. So you say this like we don't need to use any more system.set property method and put your driver key as well as the directory of the driver. So we use this, Chrome driver. We're using the Driver Manager API for Chrome driver. Similarly, we can use any other browser, whatever we need. Here, if we go back to again this GitHub page, here is the thing. If you want to do it in Firefox, you can do WebDriverManager.firefoxdriver.setup. All you need to do, just write this code. An Opera driver, if you use the Opera browser, just use the Opera driver method.setup. And then H driver, IE driver, whatever you need to do, you can do this. Now let me put in this here as a comment. So all you need. Okay. So this is the comments. Okay, you can see it. It's very simple. It is very simple. All you need to add the dependency first in your POM file, and then use this simple line WebDriverManager dot either Chrome driver or Firefox driver, Opera, Edge, whatever you want, the browser you would like to use. Okay, and then follow the rest of the as it. It's very simple. Okay. And if there's a more benefit using this WebDriver Manager. You can see the WebDriver Manager is an API. Just have a look a little bit, this page, this side. I will add this in a description, the link, so that you can have a little bit read and get more idea about this. Here is one more benefit. If you want to run in a specific version of the driver that maybe your project is a little bit old and it's compatible with the old version of driver, it's like a 2.26 example or any other version, you can specifically set your specific version of the driver for this project. So all you need to do, WebDriverManager.ChromeDriver.version, then you can put the version number of the .exe file you would like to run or use, and then set up. So you can use either specific version, or you just use WebDriver.ChromeDriver .setup. This will automatically download the latest version of the Chrome driver or .exe file, which will be compatible with your version or with your browser. It will automatically check, okay, behind the scene. So it's very, very magical and very, very life easier. The API. It's really helpful, and I would say like moving forward, it's better to use WebDriver API. Okay. So pretty much that's it about this tutorial. If you have any concern, question, write on the comments below, and let me know, and we'll see you on the next tutorial. And don't forget to click on subscribe button so that you be up to date and you get a notification when I release the next video.